New at 4, a Central Iowa dad wanted to make every day with his family count. So he set a goal for his family that seemed pretty simple at the time.
Months later, that challenge would carry his wife and sons through the unimaginable. KCCI's Olivia Tyler shares how they are handling hard better, one catch at a time.
Brushing teeth, finishing last night's chores, picking an outfit for school.
You want salami for lunch?
This is what mornings are like for most kids. That's how the school year started for the Wiederin boys.
He was sitting on the front porch Monday morning for first day of school pictures.
But it's ending very different.
There's only one thing worse than telling them that your dad is going to take his last breath. And the next worst thing is that your dad took his last breath.
12-year-old Kellen and 8-year-old Beckett's dad, Corey, died in January after a long, hard battle with a rare form of kidney cancer.
I was in shock. I knew this was going to happen, for the last 18 months. I knew that moment was going to happen. But to be in that moment, it was not a chance. This can't happen. My strong husband, he's not gone.
Before Corey was diagnosed,
Life was great.
the college sweethearts just paid off student loans. On date nights, they would write down where they want to be in 10 years. But it was March of 2024 that threw them off base. Corey, like any husband, called out for his wife from another room.
The one line that I hate, and I even tell the boys don't say it, is just a sec. I was tucking in one of the boys and Cor said, he's like, Britt, come here. And I said, okay, just a sec. And he's like, no, now.
He had passed blood in his urine. From there, things snowballed. Surgeries, back and forth to Mayo Clinic up in Minnesota. A clinical trial, radiation. But the cancer kept spreading. From his liver to his colon, abdomen, then lungs. Cancer spares no one.
Picture perfect health. Took care of himself, took care of his body, worked out, ate healthy, all of the things. And he's gone.
He was the center of their universe. Always buying Brittany the latest and greatest.
Pretty much any pair of athletic wear shoes that Corey would just buy them.
And bonding with his boys.
What's your favorite Lego?
Oh, probably the Concorde or the Avengers Tower in here.
So when Corey knew his days were limited, he set a goal. Intentional time together every day. And in a family that loves baseball, that time would be spent playing catch.
We would always laugh and talk.
Each session would go the same way.
You do it 20 times, then you end on a pop fly.
The goal was 365 straight days of catch. It didn't matter how much homework the boys had, how tired Corey may have been.
I didn't know which would be my last one, so I tried spending the much time with him.
Just a few minutes in the front yard every day. Time for Corey to remind his sons how to do things like mow the grass when he's gone.
Try to make the line straight.
The game of catch even took these major Cubs fans to Wrigley Field in Chicago, where Corey, with the help from his family, threw out the first pitch at a game during the team's 2025 playoff season.
It's like pain went away for 48 hours. We got to sing Go Cubs Go.
And after the game, catch in the hotel.
It was beautiful.
But that only lasted so long. When fall rolled around, Corey got worse, and they decided to enter hospice.
We would tell each other, if you make it to October, you have to make it through October.
And they did, celebrating their anniversary. Corey's, Brittany's, Kellen's, and Beckett's birthdays. And no matter how weak Corey was, he tossed on.
Back to Kellen.
Even on his last few days, he was still fighting, and he'd never stop fighting.
The Wiederins got to play catch as a family of 4 for 289 days. Corey died on January 13th, surrounded by his family, the people he taught to
push through it and handle hard better.
and though it's really hard,
There's been a couple times where I have just like fallen to my knees crying.
Corey showed them how to handle hard better.
Both times, Beckett came over to me and just said, he's like, "It's okay, Mom." He goes, "It's okay to cry." He goes, "Just breathe."
And handling hard better means finishing what you started.
I knew we had to finish it for Core. No pun intended, right? I could not drop the ball on this one.
So Mom made a shoestring catch, finishing what her husband started, because that's what teammates do. See it through, even when it's hard. Even at Dad's funeral, and for the 2 months that followed, until they finally reached 365 days.
It felt like I was right by him.
And though Corey's clothes are still hung neatly in his closet, his pictures still hang on every wall in the house. Brittany, Kellen, Beckett, and their dog Mitz feel closest to Corey and each other at his grave. Still playing catch every day, more than 400 days later. Still ending on a pop fly. Still handling hard better. In Ankeny, Olivia Tyler, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.